Hi everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and I just wanted to show you today these beautiful dragonfly mirror hangers that I made. This one I made for my friend Melba. She requested that I make her one, and so this is hers. And my friend Sharon asked me to do a video on a dragonfly, so I forgot I had already made this one and didn't do a video on it. So I made this one so that Sharon could see how they're made. And so Sharon, this video is dedicated to you, and I hope you learned something from this and that it's been helpful. And I definitely need to see pictures of yours when you get it done, Sharon. So thanks a lot for the request. I appreciate it, and I hope you really enjoy this. We're going to go ahead and move straight forward on the video. This is just, this is the finished one that we are making today. So this is the one you're going to see me create. And obviously I moved this to the front of the video so that you guys could see her in all her glory. Look at how beautiful this is. So stay tuned and watch till the end, you guys. You're going to love this video. There's a lot of details that go into making these. A lot of concentration work. And so, yeah, I hope you guys get something out of it. I think you're going to love it. I really do. So let's get started, you guys. Today I am going to do a tutorial on how I make my dragonflies. I know I've done the bumblebees, I've done the butterflies, and I may have actually done a super simple dragonfly in an older video, but nothing like this one. This is one I actually showed you guys the other day. I made one for my friend Carol Nixon, and that's going off to her. Well, after my friend Melba saw it in another video, she had asked me to make her a dragonfly, and so this one is very, very similar to the one that I made Carol, but you know, everything comes out a little bit different. But look at this amazing piece of artwork, you guys. So this is what we're going to make today, and I think you guys are really, really, really going to love this tutorial. So I have my cutouts here, and really all I do is I take my dragonfly image and I make 3 different sizes. One, of course, larger, and then a medium size and a small one. No particular sizes, guys. I don't measure these. I just look at them on my screen and I shrink them down or blow them up and decide which sizes I want them to be. And you can see this one is probably all of about an inch shorter than this one. And then this one's probably just about maybe a ½ inch, if even that, shorter than the medium-sized one. So you can see, though, that there are 3 different sizes. Same exact sizes as the ones I used in this dragonfly. I particularly love this one, and I can't believe I hadn't thought of it before. My friend Robin sent me these. They're just little... I think they're just pieces of plastic, but they're very metallic looking pieces, and they're super sparkly, and they're actually for nails, for fingernails. And she sends me a lot of this great stuff that is for fingernails. And for me, these things work awesome. I mean, these roses come from her. These little leaves that make everything so beautiful. There's a couple there and a couple right there. They are gorgeous. Now I'm almost going to run out of those leaves, but I am going to use them in this project today because I do have... Uh-oh, what did I do with them? I took them out. I know I did. Oh, here they are. Whoopsie. Here's some of my my roses, and here's some of my leaves. This is what I have left of these leaves. And then I have a whole bunch of little tiny light colored leaves as well that I can use after these run out. But these are my very favorite. And so I've been going through them like crazy, and I need to slow down a little bit and just sort of save and sparingly use the ones I have left. But anyway, so this is, I can use some of the bits and pieces. Now, it will be a little bit different than this one. It's not going to be exactly the same, but I did take out some of this rhinestone chain. This is some that Robin sent me. She sent me a couple of chains of this. Whoopsies. And I'm going to say this is maybe 18 inches or so, maybe 24. I don't know. It's a nice long chain of this rhinestone, but it's got all these different shapes. Like these can be used, you know, on the wings. It's got these little round ones here, and then these are great little pieces for, you know, if you need something a little bit bigger. So I can use this chain for so many things. I love it. This has become one of my new favorites. Because I can use it for so many things. And then my friend Kareth sent me this chain, and you guys know I showed it to you, I think, in my last video, or in my tag video, that I love this. And I did use this chain right here on one wing of the Dragonfly. And it's got that pretty little scallop in the middle that just makes it go perfectly on a wing of either a butterfly or I'm going to try some on a bumblebee too. I'm going to be doing some more bumblebees, you guys. Man, have I been making bumblebees like crazy. But anyway, I just adore how this one turned out. I'm so happy with it. And this is what I used here in the body. Those little shimmery things, and oh my word, they are so pretty. So I'm going to be using my hard glue UV resin, and this is what I get on Temu. And I don't know what's going on with Temu, you guys, but they're saying that there's stuff going on with them. I don't know, but for now, this is my favorite resin, UV resin to use. This and my Let's resin that I get on Amazon. So those two are the two resins. This is a thinner one. The Let's resin is a thicker one. I have one of my little filigrees, but I think I'll probably end up putting a silver one on this because I think it will just look better. This is just one that I was gonna use for something and then I decided not to, so it's already kind of set up. But I think, in fact, right now I will grab a silver one if I can find one. There's one out of my little tin here. So we'll be using this one. What I am going to do right now while I'm thinking about it is I always take, and on the second hole in, there's a hole there and a hole there. And I'm going to take on that there. And I'm going to take on that second hole there. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger so that my ball chain can easily slip through there. And so I'm just really kind of rounding it out. And I use my round jewelry pliers to make that happen. So I just pop it in there and twist and sort of move it back and forth a little bit to get that metal to move. And these little filigrees are so thin that the metal moves easily. So it's not a hard thing to do. You do have to work a little bit, but it's not hard. The other thing that I do need here, where did I put it, is another piece of ball chain. And I think it's right here. And I'm going to get one of my silver pieces. This one's not super long, but I think that's plenty long enough. I keep a lot of the silver ones. I buy this ball chain in bulk, and then I usually make a whole bunch of them so that I have them ready to go when I need to use them on a project. So that one's just like one ball longer, but we'll take that one. So that way I've got that ready to go. And I'll even show you because it'll make it easier. I take this and I turn it over, and I'm just going to drop that ball chain through one side of that hole that I enlarged, and then I'm going to drop it through the other side. Sort of get it to the middle there, and then I'm going to hook it up. And I always end up waiting until the last thing to do this, and I hate that I do that because it's not as easy to work with once you've got your piece all together. You run the risk of pushing too hard or whatever and breaking something, and I don't want to do that. So that's ready to go. So I'm going to leave that right there. What I am going to do, look at this beautiful card Kareth sent me, and she wrote me a nice little note with it. She's such a darling person, you guys. This lady is, I mean, she's just one of the sweetest individuals ever. If you could ever get the chance to meet her or talk with her, she is just a doll. And she writes her own poetry. So I'm going to read you the poem that she sent to me. Look at these. She sent me this case of all of these. They're nail charms, and they are just gorgeous. But look at all of those. And these are all in heart forms. So they all have something to do with a heart. And I'm just going to show you a couple of pieces that she sent me. I'm not going to go through the whole box. She sent me a box of bling, you guys. And when I say bling, she didn't send me just, you know, little bits and pieces of whatever. She sent me this bling, and I love any bling that I get, you guys. Anything. I mean, I'm a blingy girl. I like anything that has to do with rhinestones. Look at these. Aren't they gorgeous? Look at that. They're all brand new, never been used. So these are not pieces that came out of something. They're brand new pieces. And then she sent me this picture frame. Isn't that gorgeous? I can't wait to use that. And then this, I just wanted to show you. I don't know if she made this or bought this, but it's like a tree of life on a moonstone, like the rose quartz. And it's got this rose gold wire that was used to create the tree. I'm not going to change this at all. The only thing that I would maybe do is maybe add, you know, something to the tree, but I'm afraid I would ruin it if I did that. So I may just take this and put it on a chain, and I may wear this because I really, really like it a lot. So I just wanted to show you a couple of bits and pieces. She sent everything to me in this beautiful little special for you box, and it's filled with beautiful stuff, you guys. I am the luckiest girl in the world. You guys are all so generous to me and send me the most wonderful things, and I just can't thank you enough. Thank you so much, Kareth. That one almost brought me to tears, and that happens often for me when I get these packages. I get so overwhelmed with everyone's generosity. It's just amazing how kind people are. So let me read this real quick to you guys. How many times have I been here before? Static and frozen at the edge of the shore, standing on the precipice and shifting my weight, but never moving an inch toward uncertain fate. Weightless I'll drift, never sensing the fall, or carry the world as I clamber and crawl. No promise of peace or resolution in kind, at the end of the road or top of the climb. lying still in the hope of asylum or dorm, but assailed by elements and winds of the storm. The path that is paved with formidable force is the one I must follow to steady my course. Neither a pull forward or a reluctant step back, a simple moment of clarity to keep me on track. Shifting my gaze away from the shadow and sorrow, I move towards the sun and uncertain tomorrow. Is that beautiful? Kareth writes all of her own poetry, you guys. And every time she sends me a box, she writes me a poem. And that poem is really what brought me to tears when I got this package. And I'm going to cry again because I feel so honored that she does that for me, and that she's just the most thoughtful person in the whole wide world, and I just love her. And I want you all to just say a big thank you to Kareth and to Robin and to Sherry and to Kim, and Carol Nixon sent me a box recently that's a beautiful box. Diane Giroux, Melba Tate. Oh my gosh, you guys have sent me the most beautiful stuff. And I know there's more of you, and I can't. My brain isn't quite working that great right now, but all of you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get started on this. And I'm just going to grab one more thing real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do first, and this worked really, really well for me on this Dragonfly. Everything fell into place just perfectly, so I'm going to do this one the same way. So what I did, oh, hold on. I need some gloves here, you guys. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. I do want to use my gloves. Sorry, I always blow into them so that they open up real well to get my fingers in. And I love these gloves because they're really tight. Kareth sent me these too. She keeps me stocked up in rubber gloves. And let me tell you, I need a lot of rubber gloves with all the resin stuff that I've been doing. Okay, so there we go. We have our gloves. All right. I like to watch, there's a guy called Nick Zametti, and he has a channel where he does mostly resin work, really all resin work, mostly. Well, he does a few other things, but not much. Anyways, he makes some beautiful stuff, especially in his older videos. And I just adore him. And he puts his rubber gloves on and he does this, and he's got some sound effect that he does that's really cute. Just kind of makes me giggle every time I watch it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our resin, and I'm just doing this the easy way, you guys. And I'm just going to gently go over this. And I'm not touching the body at all right now. I don't want to touch the body on this because that's how I prevent it from doing a whole lot of shifting. All I'm doing is the wings. And we're doing a very thin layer, first layer. I'm going to grab him by his little head there and do this side so that I don't get resin all over the place. I'm going to try and be a little bit neat today, you guys. I don't know how long that'll last, but by the end, I've got resin all over me, and yeah, I'm a mess, but that's okay. But that's why I need to start wearing my gloves, you guys. I need to, even for my videos, I wear them when I work on my own, but a lot of times I leave them off when I do my videos because it is easier to work without them. I'm going to pop that under my lamp for 30 seconds, and we're going to move on to the next one. And we're just going to do these sort of in an assembly line, because when one gets done, another one's ready to come off. And I can do a second layer, because I'm going to do 2 layers of resin on these wings. And you guys, isn't it great to just resin on top of an image where you don't have to, you know, in this sense, what makes it so easy is you don't have to create a look. You're not mixing colors and doing all that stuff to make it look a certain way. I'm going to put this one under my lamp now for 30 seconds. And I'm going to do this last little one. But anyway, I'm not the hugest fan of some of the resin stuff that's just real colorful, and I mean, they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful. But for me, I just like a lot of detail, and for me, that stuff doesn't bring a whole lot of detail unless there's something like real pretty dry flowers or something that I can pop into it to really make it look amazing. You know, then I'm thrilled to do it. And I'm going to keep my paper towel here, and I'm going to keep sort of wiping my gloves because I don't want to get resin all over my bottle either. This is a new bottle of resin, and I don't want it ruined. Now I'm going to take this one. This is the biggest one, and I'm just, because it's so thin on there right now, I can gently bend these wings and straighten this out really easily. We want this bottom one, the biggest one, to be as flat as we can get it. And that's why another reason I'm waiting on the body, because I want to do the body as one piece. I want to do it all at one time, and I want to have control over keeping it straight and flat, just like the wings. I want that tail of the body, so to speak, to be straight and flat. So we're going to just be super careful. I hope this video does not take too long. I'm trying to do this effectively and efficiently so that it's not going to take too long. I'm going to straighten out these wings. This is the medium-sized one. I'm going to straighten those wings out too. And I've got these wings cut all the way, like up a little ways closer to the body. Not all the way to it, but a little ways closer so that I can adjust these wings once I put them on if I want to. So that maybe one's a little higher than the other one, you know, so it looks like fluttering and flying in midair. I want to give the illusion that the dragonfly is actually in flight. You could turn these into a brooch, you guys. I use them as rear view mirror hangers for my car. Big thing in California, everybody's got them, and police don't ever say anything about the fact that we're really not supposed to have them. So they don't make you take them down or anything or give you a ticket. So we all have them. And I just love them. I look at mine all the time when I'm driving. I've actually got quite the collection on my rear view mirror of beautiful, beautiful hangers, rhinestoney, sparkly hangers that I keep with me. And I hope this doesn't sound morbid, but my mother-in-law, before she passed, she asked me if I would put some of her ashes in the car with me so she could ride around with me when I'm going around town, because she and I used to spend a lot of time having shopping days and going around town and just getting lost in the car and laughing our butts off, you guys. We would just laugh and have the best time. I so miss those days where I got to spend time with her, because she was the greatest. She was just fun and lighthearted, and you know, she was just that person. I guess she was kind of my person for a long time, and I adored her. So this is the big one that I've got back here. I need to turn my screen so that I can see what I'm doing on camera. Okay, so let's just move you guys in just a little bit more, because I think you want to see a little bit better what's going on here. Okay, that should work. Okay, and now I'm going to do the body, and I'm only going to put, for right now, one layer of resin on the body, just ever so slightly, because I don't want it so thick on this part that it makes drips. So I'm trying not to do that. I get the drips often. It just happens, you guys. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. And you can see I didn't get the resin to the middle, so I can still move these wings up and down. This one, I think it got a little bit in the middle, but not too bad. So I'm going to just go ahead and bend this one a little bit now, because as it sits, it will harden more and more. And I do know, let's see, I do know that I need a decent bend in the top one, probably about like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. And hopefully once I get to it, I'll still be able to adjust it a little bit. Okay, so here is our big one. So you can see this guy is pretty flat. Look at how nicely he's sitting on my hand. He's pretty flat, and I'll just turn him this way. There you go. And so that's exactly how I want him. Now his body will still move, and I can still adjust this until I put that last layer of resin on there, because this is such a thin layer that I will still be able to do some adjustments if I need to. I probably won't need to do much. Okay, so what we're gonna do, the next thing I'm gonna do, and I've found that this makes life much easier for me, is I am going to take my hanger, and we're going to put this on right now. We're gonna center it. I need to see exactly where I want it. And I'm going to keep this hole that's off to the side. There's a larger hole on the ends of this. You can see right there. And I'm going to put that, this is upside down. This is the front of the hanger, and this side's going to go like this. So we want it upside down. And it's easy to forget to do that and to put it the wrong way. So I'm just kind of trying to remind you guys, upside down, don't forget that. I'm going to look at it on the front and see where I want it to be so that it's centered. I want it just like that, and I'm going to hold it down really well, at least on one edge, because I'm going to do one side first, and then I'm going to do the other side. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put a little bit of resin on here, just like that. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to pop it under my lamp. And we're going to wait to let this get set up and a little bit, and then we'll put some on the other side. And see, so that's on there, and it's holding it down, and now we're going to put some on the other side. Like that. And like that. And we're going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to hold it down a little bit and let that get going. And then I'm going to put resin across the entire back side of this dragonfly. And this part takes a little bit of time because I'm not doing other things in between. Now I'll be able to though, because I'm gonna get this part done. And so this bottom piece, the resin work will be completely done. Actually on all of them, because they've all got 2 layers of resin, which is all they need. This one gets a layer on the back side. The other 2, I don't bother to do the back side. Now, I don't want to take too long on this. I'm not even going to do the tail right now. I don't want to take too long on this because then what will happen is it will start to drip. And remember, this hard glue is my thin resin, so it's more apt to drip than my Let's resin is. So let's pop that under there. I have a little thing that I can set it on top of. And I'm going to let it sit under my lamp for 60 seconds. Now this one here, okay, you know what? I need to get my angel wings. Where did I put them? I think this is them. Please be them. Yes, I've got these angel wings. Not these. These are not the ones we want to use. We want to use these angel wings that are just like one wing, like that. I wish I had 2 of these gold ones. I'd sure like to do one with gold wings, but I've only got 1 gold wing. So that'll have to get used for something else. So what we need to do with this is, sorry about the crackling, you guys. I hate doing that to you, but I had to get my stuff. I had a bag sitting on top of my toolbox. Okay, so I'm just going to nip these rings off the top, just like that. There we go. And so we're going to be putting, this is the middle wing, you guys. This is the middle one. Let me bring you in just a tad bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. So this is the middle wing. We're going to put one here. And it may not look like much to you right now, you guys, but trust me, this is an important step. And we're going to put one here. So what I like to do is I like to take a little dot of hot glue to put it in place. I'm just going to put a dot right there. Whoops. And place that on there exactly where I want it to be. And I think this one I'll just put it right here. And that one's going to go right there. Whoops. I need to turn it a little bit and move it up a little bit. There we go. Because if you don't do the glue thing, the resin, if you just do this with resin, it's going to slip and slide all over the place and just get you frustrated. So don't do that to yourself. Now I'm going to put a layer of resin right here across the top on both sides. And what that's going to do is it's going to get in there and stick that thing down. So I'm going to pop that under the lamp for about 90 seconds. I think I'll have that much time. I like to put it in as long as I can, and if I'm doing other stuff, that's not a problem. Okay, so here's our bottom dragonfly. The first thing I'm going to add to this bottom one, you guys are going to love this. Robin sends me these little sequined leaves. And I don't know how many of these I have left, but I think I might have one more package of these left. I love these sequined leaves. I can use these for so many things, on flowers, on butterflies, but they work particularly well for the wings. Oh, I don't have to hold that up so high. For the wings of these dragonflies. And look at how sparkly they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm using the bottom butterfly again. I'm going to add, I'm going to do a little bit of trimming along the edge of this before I put it on. There's just a little bit of mesh along the edge, and I want to get it as close, but don't do this if you have shaky hands. Don't bother doing this step, because you could end up cutting into the thread that's holding all those beautiful sequins and beads on, and you don't want that to happen. You don't want to waste your leaves. These are a Temu item. Just so you guys know, I do not have the link because I didn't buy them, but I will see if I can find the link and post it in the description menu. It shouldn't be too hard for me to find it, because I know I've seen them when I've been looking on Temu. So I'm just very gently trimming a little bit off the edges of that leaf. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide placement, and I think I want them to kind of come down a little bit like that from that top wing, just like that. And so what I'm going to do again is I'm going to put a little bit of glue. I'm going to glue that little guy down, but I do want to adjust it. And I know I'm going to have to kind of glue this spot down too, because it has a little bend in the mesh there. There. And I don't want that to curl up. Okay. So let's do this one. We'll just put a little line of glue across there and pop that right on that wing. Okay? And that looks pretty good. Okay, and then what I am going to do is I am going to get underneath that, and I'm going to put some resin down. Got some underneath that. Because I do want to stick this down. And the best way I can think of to do that is by popping some resin underneath it, and that should help it to stay forever and ever. And because that mesh is somewhat clear, the UV rays will be able to get through there. Okay, so here's our middle wings, and again, you can see they still move. I haven't created a bond in the center yet, and I'm just going to kind of show you. These are right here, and this is the bottom wing that we're under the lamp now, and this one just gets decorated with little things on top of it. So we're almost at the point where we're going to put all these sets of wings together. And since this will go under the lamp several times still, I don't really have to let everything sit under there for long periods of time, because it's going to get a good long UV ray bath in the end. So the other thing that I want to do, and I think I'm going to wait until I get these on, because I like to be able to decide on where my flowers and things are going to go after the next set of wings is on. So I'm going to put a little bit of resin there, And I'm going to pop that in the middle just like that, and I'm going to pop this under my lamp for a short time. Let's see, let me get that down. And make sure I've got it straight. And pop my lamp on. So right now I am actually holding it down so that it doesn't go anywhere. I don't want it to spin or move or anything like that. And right now it's not holding down yet. It's not holding down at all. Let's see. You know what? Here's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if maybe I need to move my resin out of the way. Oh, I need to put some more resin on there, first of all. I'm going to put a little bit more right here and a little bit more right there. Get that out of range of my light, and I am just going to pop this light right over the top of that and hold it down with my hands and get that on there really, really well. And I will be putting a little more resin on there. I can tell I'm going to need, and I do anyway, because in the end you need to put some up around all the pieces so that all of the pieces are bonded together as if they are one. So I've got that on there, and now I can put my lamp back. And I'm going to add some more resin. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put a little bit on this section here. Let's see. Right there. And I'm going to put some right down the middle and right there for now. And I'm going to pop that under my lamp, and I'm going to hold it. I have a little perch sitting over here on my table to set my pieces on so that they can sit closer to the lights. But right now I'm just wiggling it back and forth to kind of make sure that the lamp sees all of that area that it needs to bond together. So we gotta wait a minute to get that all bonded, and I see here I'm gonna put some resin right behind there, and I'm gonna hold it up to the lamp and let that lamp really, really bond those wings together. I did a lot of bonding in the center on this one. This is not coming apart. It is bonded like crazy. So this one is just super duper strong, and I want this one to be as strong as this one is. So it's very, very important that you get everything bonded really, really well. And so now I'm going to pop some resin on the other side. And what this is doing is it's touching the top piece, it's touching the bottom piece, it's touching that mesh and everything else under there to bond everything together into one piece. Okay, so here we go. We got it out of, whoops, sorry you guys. We got it out of the lamp. And now what we're going to do, oh, I wish I had done this before. That's okay, because it's not too bad. Yeah, that's okay. I want to put my piece of scalloped trim on there. And I totally forgot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and cut off, let's see, how much do I need? See, it would have been a whole lot easier for me to do this directly to that bottom wing before I put that leaf on there. Darn it. because I do have to glue this down before I do anything else. And this one has 2. So I think I'm going to nip this. I'm going to nip this right here because I only need 1 dangle piece on the outside edge. So I'm going to nip that there, and I'm going to nip the rhinestones there. So this is what I'm going to have, is 1 total scallop with 2 pearls. Okay, so this doesn't look like it's going to be easy. You know what? I think this side looks... No, I'm going to put it on this side. I really want it to go on this side. So I'm just going to start putting a little bit of glue on there and get this guy in there. And hopefully, see, it's easier to get it straight when you do it directly on the wing. So when you do this, get it on the wing before you put your anything else on it. Let this be your underneath piece. And I want to make sure okay, that's gonna go right up there, and I think I can cut a couple more of these rhinestones off here. Where'd they go? What happened? Oh, there's a little chain behind the rhinestones. That chain was still connected. And I've got some of my little leaves over here. I took some of those out, so we'll be using those. Okay, so now I'm just gonna carefully hold this up and add some more glue. And I'm gonna try and get this all the way up to the edge here in one fell swoop. Now, if you're not that comfortable with, you know, how you can get those on, don't rush it, you guys. Just take your time, glue a little bit at a time. I've done this a few times now, so I kind of have it down, although it would have been better. It looks beautiful over the top of that leaf. It really does. It looks, because you can see the rhinestones now. On this one, you don't see the, well, you can see the rhinestones behind there, but it is behind the leaf. But that's okay. They're both going to be equally beautiful. So now, again, with the resin, we need to put some resin on there and get that rhinestone chain really well connected to that leaf and that wing. So now we're going to pop that under there again and get that curing very quickly. Okay. Here we go. Okay, and then we see we have these two little dangles at the end. I love those little dangles that the scallop makes. Okay, so that's on there and that's on there. So now we're okay. I feel better now. So what we need to do now is we need to get, yeah, I've got these wings are lifted a little bit more than I think I wanted them to be, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter that much. But see, this one's going to sit right on top of there. Oh, goodness. I didn't even realize that. I'm going to have to really bend this one up so that there's some space, because you want to see those angel wings, right? And I think I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put some resin right here and put my bottle over there. And I'm going to put that down and hold it. Okay. So every one of my dragonflies, my butterflies, my bumblebees, all these things, they all look different in some way. This one I can see it has a more flat look to it. This one that we're making now is going to be have more movement to it, I should say, which doesn't make it any better or any worse. It's just different. And so that's how this one's going to be different. So you can see the difference between these two. Whoops, there we go. See how this one's, the wings are up a little bit more than this one? So that's the difference. But they both look gorgeous. So now I'm going to, again, hit this section all the way across the top, and I'm going to hit that lamp real fast and get that curing really fast because I don't want drippy drips. There's a little rhinestone that I cut off. Okay, and here I've got some flowers and things. Not these. We're not going to be using those. I don't even know why I have those there. They're too big for this. I've got these leaves that are on these earrings. And I had thought about using one of these maybe as a dangle. But I don't know if I want to put a dangle on this. But these are so pretty. Robin sent me these too. And they're so pretty with these pretty little leaves on them. I love these earrings. So funny because a lot of these earrings, I want to wear them at least once before I use them. But Robin's usually, when she sends me something like that, she sends me more than one pair. So it's okay if I want to use a pair for a minute and then sort of move on. So here, we're going to dump some of those roses out because that's the color we're going to use, which are the same roses that are kind of in here. We've got rosebuds and roses. And I also have some like almost carnation-y looking ones over here. In fact, these are a little bit lighter, I think. Yeah. This is a different batch right here. So you can see that's a little bit, oh, I'm sorry, you guys. These are the ones I'm pulling out, and these are the ones that I just dumped out. So these are a little bit darker, and then the ones that I have put aside here are a little bit, some of them are a little bit lighter. So it's kind of nice to throw in a couple of lighter ones with the darker ones to get sort of a different effect. Okay, you guys, let's get to decorating. Let's see. I've got a pink one of those and a white one out. which one I want to use. I like the white ones just because it kind of doesn't make it too crazy colorful, but then this pink one is awfully pretty as well, and it adds that contrast. So I think for this one we're going to make it different. We're going to use the pink one. Okay, and then let's see, I'm going to grab those aren't in there. Oh, what did I do with those? Doggone it. Well, I have some really nice bling right here, and I'm wondering if maybe we don't want to use, move those over. Maybe we want to use a little bit of something in here. Not that one because it's got a, I don't want to go red. I don't know. These are kind of big and bubbly, so I don't know. I really don't feel like, I don't know, that's really quite pretty there. Maybe I will go with these pink ones on those. Yeah, I like that. That looks actually gorgeous. I could literally put one there and one there too. And that would be pretty. And then I can just put sort of some flowers around. I can put those in a little bit farther. Put some flowers around out here. Or we could just make it flowers on that layer and these on this layer, on this wing, and not have too much of the bling. I think maybe that's what we're going to do. So we're going to add these, and I'm going to do like I've been doing. I'm going to pop a drop of glue right there. And like that, okay. And a little drop of glue on that one. There we go. Get any strings that are left behind. There's one right here. Okay. So we got that. Look at how pretty that looks already, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so that we don't need. Here we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing because I'm going to try and get all these on and then resin them all at the same time. There's that. And so I'm going to do these 3 pieces now. And I'm just going to drip some resin down in there and on the outside. And the same thing here. We're going to drip it right there And right in there, and in there, and right along there. And we'll get on to the back because I think I'm going to have to put some resin on the back side to make sure that everything is stuck really well. And let's see. I've got all these great rhinestones in here. Robin sends me little packages that have like a whole bunch of these big rhinestones. And they work really nicely for adding to the tops of these pieces. That's cute. That's just a little dangle nail charm. Okay, so that's good enough for now. Now let's go ahead and for the flowers though, we are going to put some resin down here. And we're going to just start adding some of these pretty flowers in here. And hopefully be able to get them to stick down. And I'm going to put this one towards the back. And I want to add a couple of leaves right there. Okay, let's see, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm gonna drop a little drop of resin there, and there, and there. And I think that way I'm gonna get everything to have a place, and it will stay down. And I'm sorry that you guys have to wait in between times. I'll be right back. Okay, so everything's stuck down perfectly. So now we're ready to get the other side taken care of. So let's get some flowers in here. And I'm gonna, again, just lay down some resin here and add some of these beautiful, beautiful flowers. And these roses are so beautifully detailed. I just love them. I know I keep telling you guys that, but I honestly can't say enough good things about these little roses and the rose buds. Oh my word, you guys, you wouldn't believe how detailed these little buds are. Now, if I can just get myself to be steady and set them in there just right, we'll be doing good. And we're going to put a lighter one right there. And, oh, we need a couple of leaves. Actually, we don't have to, but I really feel like I want to put some leaves on this side too. So I think I'm going to drop the leaves on this side up at the top instead of at the bottom. And I'm just gonna go ahead and drop some resin between those. Where's my little rhinestone picker? And get these down very quickly if we can. And 2. And those are perfectly set. And under the lamp we go. Okay, everybody, now we've got to, let's see. I'd like to put something down on these middle ones. Those are too big, I feel, and I know I have, these are too thick. Let's see, what could I do? What could I do? I have some little round. Oh, you know what I could do? I wonder how these little, maybe a couple of these little hearts that Carrot sent me. Would work very nicely. And there's 2 of those. And I think those are nice and narrow enough that they will go in there. Yeah, I just need to get some glue in there. I'm not going to even mess with trying to play with them without anything to stick them to, because they're not going to stay. I'm going to put that one there. And why is it slipping? There must be some resin in there or something. I feel like it twisted a little bit wrong. So let's heat up that glue again. Drop a little drop in there again, and let's try this again. It just keeps wanting to twist in that same direction, and then it sticks there. There, that's good. Okay, so we got that one on there. Now let's get the other side on. This side's a little bit closer. I don't know how easy it's going to be to pull that down, but I'm going to give it my best. Oh, I don't have to pull it down. Okay. So let's see. What direction are you going in? That's okay. All right. There we go. That's going to be really pretty. And that's those 2 little hearts right there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put what I want on the very top of this as well. And then we'll get all of these bits resined. Oops, let me add some resin. We're not using glue on these little tiny pieces, you guys, because it just, no, that's too big. It just won't do what I need it to do. I want that in there, and I feel like I really want a clear rhinestone. Right. Oh, look at what I did. I did it upside down. Okay, there we go. We're good. Okay. And I think that's enough on the top. I think that, oh, we need resin on these. And again, I cannot put a lot of resin where these hearts are. So I have to be careful and put it exactly where it needs to go so it's going to hold. I think I got plenty of it in there. On the inside of those hearts, there was a little bit more space for me to add that resin to. And I probably need to kind of play with this a little bit and move it around so that the light can get to the insides where those hearts are. And I'm just holding it, moving it around, getting to the insides. And again, at the end of all of this, after I'm done with the whole video, I will pop this under there and it will probably spend a good 5 minutes under the lamp getting everything cured really, really well. So the last thing I want to do is I want to put something in the front here. I don't know if I did that. I did, but I didn't. I didn't do it the way that I want to do this one. And I'm almost thinking I like these green, these deep green rhinestones. And that would add, if I use that like as the dragonfly's head, I think that is super pretty. I've got a pink one. Let's try the pink one too, just in case the pink looks better. I just feel like that doesn't add anything to it. I feel like the green adds that little bit of contrast. And then we're going to put some leaves on here. And then I'm debating here too, do I want to put a rose on this side? And that looks really pretty right there. I think I'm going to put a rose right there, and then I'm going to put a couple leaves here and a couple leaves here. But that means I need to take some more of my leaves out. I was trying to be careful. I only dumped so many of them out so that I wouldn't go too crazy with them. It's gonna be, I only need 2 for each side. So I'm gonna pop some resin right here, sort of under this rose here and off to the side, and put some right there. And this rose, I want it to go right there. And get my picker. Drop that one there. And that one's a little bit smaller, so we'll put that one right there. Okay, and now 2 for the other side. One and 2. Okay, so those are all set. Let's get those under that lamp, and I am so excited, you guys. This one is beautiful. So thank you for coming along for this ride. This was a fun one. And now I have my dragonfly, and I had a subscriber that had asked me if I was going to do, my friend Sharon, she asked if I was going to do one on the dragonflies. And Sharon, here's your dragonfly. So I hope you like it. I may actually, I think I'm going to, I had told her I was going to put this one in last of the 3 videos that I'm working on. I think I'm going to do this one first so that she can get her video, since I do know that she really wants to see how I made the dragonflies. And then I'll do my other 2 videos behind that. So Sharon, I'm going to do this first for you, so that you will have your video and you can see how these dragonflies are made and make one yourself. So This is not quite done yet, you guys, because remember, we still have these that I want to add to it. And I think for this one, let's see, I think I'm going to use, I used this color for this one, but I feel like I want to use some different ones. So I think I might use these pink and blue. I think they'll go nicely with it. I really do. I think the blue contrast is going to look good. And so some of these are bigger, some of them are smaller. So I'm trying to separate them out so that I know where the small ones are. So I can put those towards the end. Like this one's narrower, this one's smaller, and this one's much smaller. That's probably the smallest one I can see so far. And that's a little one. And that's a little one. And these are all just a little bit bigger. I mean, you might not be able to see it, but I can see it. And I want to be able to kind of separate them out. So that's that. And I'm definitely not going to be using all of those, but I wanted to pour enough out that I could, you know, determine which ones I want to use. Got to have choices, right? Okay. And right here, I'm just trying to get a couple of glue strings here that I need to get off of there and that kind of thing. But I'll do that all kind of in the end. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm making sure that my tail is as flat as I can get it. I'm going to add as thin a layer of resin as I can put on here, just dragging the nose of my bottle across there. Good thing about resin is it doesn't dry, so the UV resin waits until it sees the lamp, so that is extremely helpful for me, especially doing one of these dragonfly tails, because these, you guys, can be very, very tricky when you're putting stuff on them. It wants to slip and slide and go in every other direction other than where you want it to go. So if it's a thick layer of resin right where you're placing something, it's going to give you problems. And I'm trying to get these on sort of as straightly as I can. And the thing I like about these is they're kind of shaped like the little balls on the dragonfly's body. So yeah, so they look really cool. Okay, I'm going to put one more bigger one. And then I'm going to try and find maybe like medium-ish big or little. Like that one. Seems a little bit smaller than those other ones, but not much. And now I'm going to just go with small ones for the last section of the tail. That's a small one. And let's see, that's a small one. And that's a definite small one. And I think that's the last one we need. There we go. So that's what that looks like, you guys. Let's get that going under the lamp ASAP. Let me make sure they're all sitting straight. I want to look at this and kind of get it in front of me so I don't mess up. Sometimes when I'm looking at it so that I can show it to you guys, I don't see certain aspects that I need to see to make sure I do this right. Okay, so I feel like they are all on there really well, and they're positioned nicely. one started to slip around a little bit. As did that one. This one just doesn't want to stay. So I got to get this guy under the light. Okay. Under the light you go. And then what I will do is, like I did on the other one, is once I put it through there the first time, I put a bead of resin over the top of that so that they would stay down and they wouldn't move. And they still sparkle and shine just the same, and they look perfect, and they don't look awkward, and they're just gorgeous. I'm gonna try and put these back in their case. I'm not wasting a single one. Okay. And our girl is ready to come out. So that's what that looks like. Is that not gorgeous, you guys? And it has a pink, you can see the pink sparkle to it. So that's why I chose those for this particular dragonfly. And let me tell you, from my vantage point, oh my word, does it look gorgeous with that pink and blue. And I'm putting just a nice bead of resin over that. And under the lamp she goes one last time. And you guys, we are done. I am so excited. I don't want to lose these. I must have dropped those at some point. Hopefully they didn't come off our tail. I don't think so. I could see them all on there, so I think we're fine. Okay, so here we go. She is Finny. And so this is the one we did before, and this is the one I did today, this one. And look at, they're both absolutely stunning and gorgeous and in their own different ways, perfectly imperfect. So that's what I like to put out, is perfectly imperfect stuff. And I know that nothing that we make, you guys, is ever going to be perfect. I don't care who you are or what craft you're doing. There's always going to be something, whether it's, oh, I didn't put the green one on there. Oh my word, you guys. I didn't put her head in. We're going to do that right quick here. I think I had it on there, but I forgot, and I didn't resin it. All right, I'm going to pop it under the lamp real quick before that falls off. It's probably the other one's probably under my lamp. Sorry, you guys. You thought I was done. Not me. You guys know better. I always come up with something I forgot to do in the end. I was thinking about trying to put that on somewhere, but I don't know. Let's see. I was actually thinking about up here on the filigree. but I honestly don't think that's a good spot for it. I don't know. It might look pretty. Nope, we don't need it. You guys, that would just be adding something that isn't necessary, and I'm not going to do, I got to stop doing that. Okay, so there we have it. 2 beautiful, magical dragonflies that are, these make absolutely amazing gifts, you guys. I'm looking for something to put them on top of so you can really get a good look. These make amazing gifts, and for anybody that likes to hang something from their car rear view mirror, I know in many states they don't allow you to do it, and they don't allow it in California either, but we all have them on our rear view mirrors, every single one of us, and I've never ever been pulled over for it or ticketed for it, so they don't really pay much attention to stuff like that. Here in California, they've got much bigger fish to fry, I guess. So anyway, so there's our 2 dragonflies. Are they not gorgeous, you guys? I want to say thank you to everybody for watching today and for being a part of my channel. Hopefully you will subscribe to my channel and catch some of my future videos. I've got lots of really, really great ones coming up, you guys. I was looking at this little shoe that Kareth sent me. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? She added a filigree to the back of it and then added this flower. But look at that. And then look at that. Oh! So I see a beautiful hanging piece coming in the future. So get ready, you guys. That's coming up. But anyway, thanks a lot, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to the next time when we can get together and I can make another video with some great, great stuff on it for you guys to try. Have a wonderful, wonderful, and blessed day. God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe, stay well. Take care of yourselves. Love your family. Hug them, squeeze them, tell them you love them all the time. And remember, you're amazing. Don't forget that. Stay tuned for pictures on the back end. They're going to be great. And I will see you in the next video. God bless. Bye-bye.